The last thing we've got is looking at hedging the net investment in a foreign operation. So what's the accounting if we didn't do the hedge? Well, what do I do with the net investment in my foreign operation without the hedge? Without the hedge, I will translate this, right? It's a translation adjustment. We'll translate this from their functional currency to our functional currency, and hopefully that's also the reporting currency. So we're going to translate using current rates. Or average rates, right? But we're talking about the net investment, so that's just really our net assets or our equity. So we're going to translate using current rates, and the changes, any gain or loss in this translation, the changes go to OCI. So whether I hedge this net investment, and that's what I want to do. If I use a derivative, then that derivative, again, it has to be effective, has to be documented effectiveness. We have to identify what is the hedged item, what's the hedge. If we use the derivative and it's effective, then the fair value of the derivative and any changes in the fair value, remember, the fair value is actually going to sit on the balance sheet, but the changes in fair value also go to OCI. If I do it with an on-balance sheet item, right? If I do it with an on-balance sheet item, it doesn't always have to be a derivative. And I can take out a loan. If say I have a net investment here, and the example in the textbook talks about net investment in a German company, and the euro is the net investment, is the functional currency of that foreign operation. So I've got that asset. If I take out a loan in the euro, I get that becomes an effective hedge of that particular net investment in the foreign operation. But it's a little trickier with the on-balance sheet item. Let me show you. So if we're still in 815 here. So we go to 815, we go to net investment hedges, and we take a look at subsequent measurement. I'm going to scroll down here because it's all dealing with the derivatives. Right. This is where if the hedging instrument is not a derivative instrument. So this is, in the derivative accounting, this is the only place where you're going to see this. Right? You can use an on-balance sheet item and get the favorable accounting, where the on-balance sheet item is also altered, and any changes in the FX piece of the fair value also go through OCI. But you have to look at ASC 815 dash, I believe that's 35. ASC, yep, 3535. All right, just take this off here for a second as I'm writing this. ASC 3535-12. All right? We'll go back to that just to show it. And what does it say? Make it a little bigger. Well, it says you can use it and it can go through OCI, but the notional amount of the non-derivative instrument matches the portion of the net investment designated as being hedged. So you can't over-hedge this thing. So if my net investment was if my net investment in the foreign subsidiary was €1 million, then the maximum I could designate as being hedged is €1 million. I don't have to hedge the 100% of it. I could just hedge a portion of it. All right? And B, the non-derivative instrument is denominated in the functional currency of the hedged net investment. So if my net investment is in the euro, then the non-derivative instrument also has to be in the euro. I can't use a different currency. So it has to be identical. Then, and only then, do you get this favorable accounting where for the on-balance sheet hedge, right, it goes fair value, changes in fair value, go through OCI. If you don't get hedge accounting, and you've got to make sure you got to go through all the process. If you don't get hedge accounting, right, the derivative is fair value, goes through the income statement, and the on-balance sheet item would have to be revalued under ASC 830. So this goes to 815-10, and this is 830-20, where you have to remeasure whatever your on-balance sheet item is, and that goes through the income statement, and this also goes through the income statement, right? If you don't qualify for hedge accounting, right? These assume you don't qualify or didn't do your homework for hedge accounting.